The poor dog, in life the firmest friend, the first to welcome, foremost to defend, whose honest heart is still the master's own, who labors, fights, lives, breathes for him alone, unhonored falls, unnoticed all his worth, denied in heaven the soul he held on earth, while man, vain insect, hopes to be forgiven and claims himself a soul exclusive heaven. Lord Byron, inscription on the monument of his Newfoundland dog, 1808. This inscription does still stay true today for most dog owners and fanatics. You see these little guys and gals everywhere, but have you ever stopped to wonder how our species formed this bond? Few animals are as faithful and loyal to us as our canine companions, such as Lassie, the border collie, who put her own life at risk to help or the heart-wrenching tale of Old Yeller. I know that I cannot watch these films without crying, because I develop a bond, well, we all develop a bond and compassion for these animals. They're like our family. Dogs have been by our side for thousands of years, and adding themselves into our family units through war and disease, peaceful times, and they also play very important roles in our lives. Dogs are really very loyal and unique creatures. Even though some are misunderstood, they really are reflections of us as they're humans. And I myself know this relationship firsthand since I was very little, and they have always interested me, so I have done much research, from books to the internet, to read up on dogs. And I know this. Today I'll share with you the history of dogs and their domestication, and some special dog stories throughout history, and present day issues, and the formation of animal protective services to help the dogs, and because I know how special they are and they need to be protected. First, the history of dogs and their domestication. Our canine companions have been with us for thousands of years. To ancient Greece and Asia, they have played a crucial role not many animals can become, and they became desired animals for royalty to farmers. The first known dog in history lived 31,700 years ago. Dogs have been domesticated from wolves and wild dogs. Well, domestication occurs when humans feed the animals, and then they learn to keep coming back, and as well they keep around, and over time they become involved in different roles that benefit us. A few of them, such as herding, hunting, and then protecting the villages and the families that the dogs become affiliated with. And what these dogs looked like, well, the oldest dog that we know of looked like a Siberian Husky in color, but in size they were about the size of large shepherd dogs. And through the ages, there were many famous dogs, and then that showed their loyalty to us humans. A few of these stories could be told. I have a few of them ready, but my first one is Balto and Togo. They were sled dogs that led an expedition that raced against time and completed a 674-mile trip in 5.5 days. They saved a remote Alaskan village from disease. So they saved the whole village because of their determination to their owners and their sled team. And the next dog I'm going to talk about is Hachiko. He became a symbol of loyalty in Japan. He's now honored by a statue in Tokyo, and what he's famous for was his loyalty to his long-dead master by returning to the train station for the next 9 years after his master's death. And the last story I'm going to share with you is Leos. She was a dog who stayed by her owner's side until she died on January 2011 during Brazil's flooding. Her owner's body and 3 other of her family members' bodies were recovered by rescuers after looking at the dog digging over some mud. And now that we know how grateful dogs are to us, we should talk about how I'm going to share with you that we must give back to them and protect them. And one of the things that helped them was that our federal government made animal abuse illegal and made many organizations had many organizations set up to prevent and search for animals that are being abused and need to be saved and nurtured and taken back. And one such organization is the ASPCA. They help find animals in distress, they take care of them and get them healthy, and then from donations to the ASPCA, they try to find them loving homes. To wrap this all up, I've shared with you a brief history of dogs and humans, then a few stories of heroic dogs throughout history, like Balto and Togo, who saved an Alaskan village. And then I just lastly discussed the problem of neglect and abuse, and the laws and groups to help prevent it and save the animals. Dogs have been by our side for a very long time. They are very loyal and unique creatures. Even though some are misunderstood, they are reflections of us as humans. From any place in your life, there's probably a dog present to help out. On a farm, searching for criminals to keep you safe, or to help with the airport security, or just to greet you when you come home and be glad you came back. And a quote that I'll leave you with is, "Until one has loved an animal, a part of one's soul remains unawakened." Anatole France.